Welcome back to Market Headlines. So, Indonesian Railways Company, or KAI, added 6 stations that provide Genose C19 task services starting Monday, 15 February 2021. With this addition, there are a total of 8 train stations that serve COVID-19 detections by using Genose.
Indonesian Railways Company, or KAI, added 6 stations that provide Genose C19 task services starting Monday, 15 February 2021. With this addition, there are a total of 8 train stations that serve COVID-19 detection by using Genose. KAI management stated that the fee for obtaining Genose inspection services is 20,000 rupiah per test. Furthermore, KAI explained the requirement to be able to do a test with Genose C19 at the station is that prospective passengers must have a ticket or a long-distance train booking code that has been paid off. For information, according to the Ministry of Transportation Circular Letter number 20/2021, Genose C19 is one of the options for COVID-19 detection tests that long-distance train passengers can choose as a travel requirement. In addition, Genose is targeted to open services at 44 stations owned by Indonesian Railways Company. From all sources, for IDX Channel.
Yes, viewers, as continuous effort to prevent the transmissions of COVID-19 in public transportation, Indonesian Railway Company, or KAI, decided to provide Genose C19 as an option for COVID-19 task detection. But of course, not all of us already got the detailed information about Genose C19. So how it works and what's the difference between Genose and the other task method. So to get the clear information about Genose, let's take a look at these following infographics. First of all, we can see the profile of Genose C19. First of all, it is developed by Gadjah Mada University in Central Java, Indonesia. And then, it is a screening tool for COVID-19 infections, and the result comes only in 2 minutes, how fast it is, and has obtained distribution permit from the Ministry of Health. And not only that, it claimed to have a testing accuracy for more than 90%. And regarding how it works, unlike COVID-19 detection test kits such as PCR tests, antibody-based rapid tests, and rapid antigen-based tests, how Genose works is by identifying the coronavirus by detecting volatile organic compound, or VOC, where VOCs are formed by the presence of COVID-19 infection that comes while out breathing. Meanwhile, related to the development phase, the Genose C19 development team revealed that the Genose profiling test used 600 valid data samples at Bayangkara Hospital and COVID-19 Bambang Lipurulo Special Field Hospital in Yogyakarta. And at the same time, the head of Genose C19 development team, Professor Kuat, ensures that Genose C19 had received distribution permit from the Ministry of Health. And after obtaining the distribution permit from the Ministry, Genose will begin mass production. So with the presence of the Genose, the test service, more and more test methods are available to detect COVID-19. But what are the difference between Genose and other tests? So let's take a look into the next graphic. I will explain to you about the differences between Genose C19, rapid test antigen, Swab, and the rest. Through your screen, we can see there are so many kinds of COVID-19 testing kit. First of all, that we talk about is about Genose C19. The output of Genose analysis is the sensor response of the VOCs that I mentioned before. And then the simple method is by using the multi-layer perceptions and support vector machine. Well, when we talk about a rapid test antigen, this is quite different, not by the breath, but it is from the nasal. And even though it is not 2 minutes as fast as the Genose C19, it is only requiring for like 15 minutes. And the next one is that the Swab PCR. This is the most expensive among of all, but the PCR swab has the highest level of accuracy, but it has to take a lot of time to get the result. And yes, Genose is an interesting innovation in effort to tackle the COVID-19 pandemic, which has hit the world for almost years. And however, experts still criticize several things. One thing that still needs to be highlighted from Genose is the timeline. The intended timeline is when is the right method for using Genose. For example, the antigen test is suggested to be used as the control to control the outbreak. It is because the number of dangerous virus particles will be high when the initial infections occurs. Meanwhile, at Genose, according to published data, this tool has weaknesses, such as it is not explained when this test should be used and to what kind of volunteers involved in the research. So, can Genose replace the COVID-19 detection tests such as PCR tests or other tests? H-Man molecular biologist Professor Amin Subandrio assured that the Genose could not replace the PCR past days, where the swab PCR test is still the gold standard. And even though it still needs improvement, Genose has been determined to be one of the options of COVID-19 detection tests provided by public transportation providers, especially by Indonesian Railway Company or KAI as condition for passengers. So where are Genose testing services available? Here it is. We can see it through the next graphic. It is divided into many train stations in Indonesia. You can see it through your screen. There are in Pasar Senen Station in Jakarta, Tugu Yogyakarta Station in Yogyakarta, Solo Balapan Station in Central Java, and also Bandung Station in West Java. It also available in Gambir Station in Jakarta, Surabaya Pasar Turi Station in East Java, and also Cirebon Station in West Java, and Semarang Town Station in the Central Java. And the Minister of Transportation, Budi Karya Sumadi, said that Genose is an effective tool in the current situation. The principle is easy and also cheap, making it important to guard. And moreover, this is a product of domestic innovation, so that it should be supported. Meanwhile, Genose is targeted to open services at 44 train stations. In addition, Minister Budi also said that there was a possibility that Genose could be implemented in other facilities, such as offices and airports. But once again, it was emphasized that Genose is a tool used for screening and has not yet become a diagnostic tool, as stated by the epidemiologist of Gadjah Mada University, Riris Andono Ahmad. The availability of Genose test service at the train stations, of course, makes it easier for passengers to do tests. But what are the requirements before being able to test with Genose? More detailed information in the next graphic. Here it is. Through the next graphic, we can see the terms and conditions on using the Genose 19. First of all, passengers should have a long-distance train ticket. And before doing tests, please do not smoke, eat, or even drink except mineral water. And the third one is that prospective passengers are asked to blow Genose bag full, and then it will be tasted. And then the test fee using Genose is only 20,000 rupiah, very cheap compared to the PCR swab and also swab antigen. And the Indonesian Railways Company revealed that since it was implemented at Tugu Station and Pasar Senen Station, Genose has received positive responses from the public. And in fact, since February 3rd until now, 18,000 train passengers have used this service. However, despite receiving positive response and support from various parties, the Genose development team ensures that efforts to improve Genose will still be carried out, where the improvements, including strengthening productions to meet the required capacity and further research on the implementation of the Genose. And yes, viewers, hopefully the Genose C19 will continue to be improved, which certainly will have a positive impact to help the government in narrowing the transmissions of COVID-19 and, of course, provide comfort for all, including public transportation users. And stay with us because market headlines will be right back after this quick break.